All right, today we're diving into something truly fascinating. We're exploring a frontier where our own minds, our imagination, might just hold the key to our physical healing. It's this incredible space where science is finally starting to catch up with what ancient wisdom has hinted at for centuries, that our inner world has real, measurable power to change our outer world. And this quote from neuroscientist Dr. Sannjay Rout, it just nails our starting point. He's basically saying this isn't just some nice philosophical idea. Nope. It's a core principle of how our brains are wired. What you and I see isn't just raw data hitting our eyes. It's our brain actively creating a story, creating meaning. And that creative process has profound, real-world effects on our bodies. So this leads us to the big question for today's explainer. Could it be possible? Could the vivid pictures you paint in your mind actually act like a surgeon's scalpel, rewiring your brain and even reprogramming your cells? Well, let's jump in and find out. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. We're going to explore the actual biological mechanics of how our brain takes something as simple as a thought and translates it into a physical, tangible reality inside our own bodies. Now this is the absolute foundation of everything we're talking about. Get this, when you visualize something with real, intense emotion, truly feeling that you've already achieved it, your brain fires the exact same neurons. It releases the same flood of hormones as if it were really happening. It's like a biological dress rehearsal for the future you're designing. So how in the world does this actually happen? To really get it, we've got to look at two super powerful mechanisms that allow our thoughts to physically, literally reshape our bodies. It's not magic. It's just this beautiful, intricate dance between our mind and our biology. First up is neuroplasticity. What this means, and this is so empowering, is that we are not stuck with the brain we have. Every single time you mentally rehearse a new way of being, let's say you visualize a healthy spine, feeling every vertebrae aligning perfectly, you're actually building and strengthening new neural highways. You are literally teaching your brain a new identity. And if that wasn't mind-blowing enough, it gets even deeper. Then you have epigenetics. This is the science that shows how your feelings, your emotions, and your intentions create chemical signals that literally serve as instructions for your DNA. It means you have a direct line of communication to your own genetic code, telling some genes to switch on and express health, and telling others to just stay quiet. And this quote just ties it all together, doesn't it? Your genes might be the library, but your thoughts are the librarian, deciding which books get pulled off the shelf. And if you're consistent, over time, your physical body has no choice but to follow the blueprint you're constantly designing in your mind. Okay, now let's zoom out a bit. So far, we've been focused on what's happening inside of us, right? In our own biology. But some theories are suggesting this influence goes even further, way out into the realm of quantum reality, where our consciousness might be connected to a world beyond our own skin. Think about it like this. Your imagination when you're awake is like you deliberately writing the script for a movie. But your dreams? That's when your subconscious takes that script and just explores all the infinite alternate scenes and endings. Both are incredibly powerful experiences happening in what Dr. Root calls the quantum theater of the mind. Okay, this is where things get really wild. There's this emerging field, quantum biology, and it's proposing that consciousness isn't just stuck inside our heads. Imagine our thoughts are like ripples in a pond. This theory suggests that our conscious fields can actually resonate with each other, like hitting one tuning fork and making another one vibrate across the room. From this perspective, our thoughts exist as unique energy signatures out in a shared universal field. So look, this is all incredibly fascinating theory, but the big question is anybody actually using these ideas to create real, tangible healing in the real world? Absolutely. Let's take neuro-rehearsal therapy. Picture a patient with a spinal injury. They're guided to vividly, intensely imagine walking, focusing on every nerve, every muscle firing in perfect sequence. And what happens? Functional MRI scans show their motor cortex, the brain's movement center, lighting up like a Christmas tree, just as if they were actually walking. The mind rehearses the act, and slowly, the body starts to remember and respond. And we have to remember, it's not just the thought, it's the feeling that counts. When we combine a clear intention with a powerful, elevated emotion, our brain releases this incredible cocktail of neurochemicals. And these aren't just feel-good chemicals. They are direct signals that supercharge our immune system and kick our body's repair mechanisms into high gear. All of this is leading us to a term Dr. Rout uses to describe the future of this work,
therapeutic technology. It sounds futuristic, I know, but it's really about the fusion of our inner world, our consciousness, our spirit, with precise scientific tools that can measure and amplify the healing process.
And let me be clear, this is not science fiction. This is happening right now. We're already seeing wearable devices that give us real-time feedback on our brainwaves. There are researchers developing biochips that could one day sync our mental imagery with actual cellular repair. And neuromodulation devices, they're already helping people recover from strokes and manage anxiety, all without a single pill. You see what all this is pointing to? It's a massive shift in thinking. We are moving away from a model where healing is this passive thing that's done to us, and we're stepping into an era where we are the active creators of our own well-being. We're going from being a patient to being a participant. As Dr. Rout puts it so perfectly, our thoughts are the quantum codes that program our reality, and our imagination, well, that's the most powerful, personalized medicine we will ever have. It's always with us, it has zero side effects, and it's perfectly tailored to exactly what we need. And so, that leaves us with one last, really provocative thought to chew on. What if this whole time, the goal was never to fight against the darkness of disease? What if it's much simpler? What if healing is just about turning on the light of the mind and consistently, lovingly rehearsing the feeling of what it's like to be whole?